I used to be one of the biggest John Cena glazers. Okay, I'll openly say that. I ain't got no problem with it. Like when everybody was in the friend group was shitting on Cena, I'm like, nah, motherfucker, is Cena. And I don't know why, because I think I was growing up and I still had that kid mindset of the baby face is the best part. There's nothing wrong with a baby face, but a baby face has to have a fucking character for me to care about. And I, for some reason, for the longest time, did not understand why I did not like Lyra. And it took a conversation with Swag for me to finally identify it.
Jelly Roll was choke slamming motherfuckers better than half of the people who choke slams.
When you have to do a choke slam damn near 500 times a year and you get your one goddamn moment, you better make sure that fucking shit comes out good, goddamn it.
Listen,
you're gonna have some stinkers every once in a while. It's okay. But when it's your one moment, you better make that shit count. I'm talking to you, Snoop Dogg.
We did the part where we, slob on the knob of NBA so that we can get our ESPN friends to like us. Once we, it's like when you're trying to be the popular kid, but you're actually a fucking nerd. So you go and you hang out with the popular kids and you do the popular kid shit. And then after you're done with the popular kid shit, then you go over to your nerd friends and be all like, hey, so Dragon Ball Z, right? That's what they did to us.
Welcome to another episode of the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast. Sugoi Estamasaku.
It is your boy, Swag Switch in the building.
And we are just coming off of watching Saturday night's main event. And we got a lot to talk about here, specifically how the show was. So, Swag, can we honestly agree, just starting off the gate, can we honestly agree that this, for the first time, is a PLE that made all the right decisions?
We as far as the matches go and like the like who won what and the direction that's going.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, we could easily say that, like it's one of those things where overall, if we just act as if like Saturday night's main event ended at 9:30, it wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? It was a decent show and whatnot. So
really,
like it was decent, and for what Saturday night's main event is, it at least forwarded stuff, and it kind of sort of kept things. It did what it needed to do, I would say.
Personally, I mean, outside of the whole Knicks thing,
like I said,
definitely
stopping the show at around like 9:20. If it would have stopped at 9:20, everything was fine.
Yeah, like it would have been like, wow, that was a really good night of Raw. That's what it felt like. It had been like a really good regular show, because like beyond the matches, what really happened?
Now I also want to say this, all right, because I remember when Saturday night's main event was just something that came on ABC from time to time. And it was just like, it was literally just another show just on Saturday, and it was a little bit more glorified, so it was going to have main event talent on there, kind of thing.
The equivalent of like a upgraded version of Sunday Night Heat.
Correct. Yeah, because it has it has main event people on there.
Yes.
Okay. So that, for looking at it like that, it's that's what it was. I feel that we should not look at Saturday night main event as a PLE. That's number one, giving it way too much credit, and allowing it to fully undersell on the credit that we're giving it.
Well, that's what WWE wants to give it. It even gave you like almost an ESPN hour because there was matches before the actual PLE.
Which that was fucking stupid.
Exactly.
Like the
how you put Trick Williams in the pre-show?
Exactly. Like, so I actually did not well, I didn't watch any of that. So
I didn't either. I just heard about it. I was like, wait, what?
Now,
why is Trick Williams on the pre-show?
What I did hear was the fact that we missed a very good promo by Obafemi on the pre-show.
Oh yeah, that I did see that. I still watched afterwards and saw what he said. But like, honestly, Oba is just a good promo in general. He doesn't need to say a lot to get you going, but what he says is effective.
Yes,
every time.
And that's the thing. That's one of the things that I think makes Obafemi so good and makes us really have to watch and pay attention to how they're gonna fuck all of this up.
Oh, please don't do that. Because like we all know in some way, shape, or form this Hell in a Cell match, it should be the moment that makes Oba. Like, they've talked so much about how Brock Lesnar is this and how Brock Lesnar is like, I don't know if you saw in this you saw the presentation on Raw. But basically how they did the whole thing about how Obafemi is literally the next big thing, and they try to compare the two. And whenever Heyman is talking about that match, right, it basically is a passing of the torch. So I mean, honestly, Oba is the next big thing. He will be the next Roman Reigns in a couple of years. Give it time. Give it time.
I don't. That's that. So I agree to everything that you said to a point. I do agree that Obafemi is the closest thing to the next big thing that we're going to get. However, in my opinion, I think Obafemi is like when you compare the pieces, Obafemi has just a smidget more than Brock Lesnar does when it comes to like when you compare how when Brock Lesnar came up on the scene versus Obafemi coming up on the scene. And the reason why is because, comparably speaking, Obafemi, he does not have a Paul Heyman. All right.
He doesn't need one.
Correct. Which is why Obafemi is literally just one measly step above OG original Brock Lesnar kind of thing, in my opinion. Because Brock Lesnar, he couldn't talk on the mic. Okay. And even after, like, when Brock Lesnar kind of went off, was on his own, and he was away from Paul Heyman, and it was just solo Brock kind of thing, he did good. He wasn't like, great, but he did good on his own without a Paul Heyman type thing, talking and cutting promos and stuff like that. Like, I don't think Brock Lesnar was ever really a shitty promo. He just may not have been better than many other people. But Obafemi is
Hey guys, if you're liking the content so far, go ahead and leave us a like. And if anything, leave us a comment in the comment section as well.
Also, don't forget to subscribe because it helps us out, puts us in the algorithm, gets more eyes on the content. We can come up with better things.
Absolutely. Appreciate you so much for watching the video. Now back to the video.
Good promo. And he is a good and strong, big and athletic individual who, as we all have seen, looks believable when he beats up and fights a Brock Lesnar. And so, of course, we're going to have Brock Lesnar, for all intents and purposes, officially pass this torch off to Obafemi. And then we're going to theoretically, we're going to send Obafemi off to the races. But the problem is that right now they are not doing Obafemi any favors right now, because but I also think it's just because of the fact that WWE they're too preoccupied slobbing on the knobs of everybody else to properly push and book their talent. And that's why we have Trick Williams on the quote unquote pre-show for Saturday night's main event, which Saturday night's main event is indeed and always has been a glorified Sunday Night Heat or a main evently booked Velocity. You know what I'm saying?
It's how AEW does those Winter is Coming. You know, all those special particular episodes of Dynamite where they try to go all out. So like the beach one recently.
So that's what I wish they would just treat Saturday Night Main Event like. Because before, like when I think like back when Saturday Night Main Event, like in its original inception, Saturday Night's Main Event was literally just a special event. It wasn't a pay-per-view. It was just a special event that came on primetime TV, ABC channel or whatever it was. It was just a special event that had main event wrestlers in there. It was just a quick show type thing. Its special events happened on Saturday Night Main Event. So it was just things to make it special. For all intents and purposes, I mean, outside of the fact that the matches were like decent, actually, I take that back. It's because I'm trying to like not think about what happened at the end.
You're not trying to give it no like major hype.
Well, here's the problem. Because realistically speaking, there was none. Like,
okay.
If it wasn't for the fact that the titles changed hands and the main event match that we had turned the way that it did, kind of thing, like, you could have skipped this. There's actually a vast majority of this PLE. There's a vast majority of this PLE that you didn't need to watch.
Personally, I mean,
i.e. the last 45 minutes of the PLE.
I will agree. I mean, I do remember booting it up as I'm driving home from Davenport, and I was like, oh man, you know what? Okay. I automatically knew with this tag match, and I think we can go right into the first match, which was the tag match. It was Paige and Brie Bella, Brie mode, going against Fatal Influence. And I gotta give it to these girls, Fatal Influence, man. Like, normally in most three people group or triple threat or whatever faction you want to call it, normally there is a highlight in the main attraction, and that is why is her name escaping me right now? Jane, the leader of Fatal Influence. God dang it. Oh my God. Embarrassing. Brain is just escaping me right now. But
JCJ.
Yeah, I knew Jane part. I just couldn't remember J. Something in my head said JJ, and I don't know why. But
that's
JC
crazy,
Jane.
actually. JJ.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
JJ, if you're nasty, you know. Like.
Yeah. So normally a person like a JC Jane is obviously the highlight of a faction, but like in a group like that. But like, no, all these girls get down. Like, all of these are credible talent, right? And this match to me showed that.
You know, when was the last time I felt that there was like a 3-girl squad that like fucking meant something? Was the Riot Squad.
Yes and no. Like, it made you feel, but WWE didn't think that.
Correct. No, like the Riots, to me, the Riot Squad they were perfect like the way that they did things, like and then the way how different each girl was, but they were still a cohesive unit. The Riot Squad is a group that was, in my opinion, underrated, underused, and very underappreciated. Riot
Like the B team.
Squad, the B team.
B team was a very good team. I enjoyed their work.
God. Yet B team is the equivalent of a movie that is that's got a cult following, all right?
A cult classic,
Like
yes.
that's what the B team was.
Yeah.
But the Riot Squad, like, for me, the Riot Squad had to go through what they did for a group like this to flourish, in my opinion.
Okay, so Riot Squad walked so that way Fatal Influence can run.
Absolutely. Especially considering the fact that Fatal Influence, like the three girls that they have, like when you look at them individually, like they have very interesting personalities. Because I remember, I think,
Yeah,
because like one of them is like kind of like was originally like this little country girl, and then the other girl, she used to be a part of the group that was in the new development team, and she what, oh my goodness, what is that group?
now you see what I'm feeling. Now you see what I felt. So yeah, you're not talking about Chase U, are you?
No, it was not Chase U, because they were because they're currently, like, because right now the current team it's three guys at NXT, and they're oh man, see now, yeah.
Oh, you mean the one that what's the name was in? They booted her out.
No. I'm gonna have to think on it here real quick, but it's like
You technically can Google it.
Well, I could, but I actually, well, because I'm on the computer, but I don't want to like click away from our streaming thing, because I don't know if it'll work or not.
Your phone.
But nonetheless, because like, so it's like we have the one girl who's like was kind of like the country girl and whatnot,
Yeah.
and then the other one, she was like the glitz glamour, very like the high profile chick and whatnot, because of the group that she originally came with. And then of course the one who should be going for and being in that the ladder match for the interim women's title, which I don't know why they're doing that, but I'll save that for a later time to get into, because it's fucking stupid. Just take the belt from Rhea. Like, fuck. Like, come on.
So from what I heard from WrestleMania, apparently a lot of people are liking the fact that they're doing something different, because when people like Seth Rollins had to relinquish and other people had to relinquish from injuries, it becomes predictable. So they wanted to freshen it up, pull a AEW, because remember, AEW does that. WWE doesn't do that. AEW always does an interim champion every time.
AEW does not, because
yes, they do.
They literally just stripped the TNT title from Willow Nightingale.
Okay, that was like the only time. But every other time, whether if it was the heavyweight champion, whether if it's the TNT champion, they've done it multiple times where they've had an interim champion. I remember those. So
here's my opinion when it comes to that, because I would rather you take the title from the person and allow them to have a rematch to fight for the title when they come back, than do this interim. I mean, it's one of those deals where it's like, it almost feels like it's the same, but if I was the champion, okay, and then I get hurt, and then instead we have a interim champion, that technically does not make the other person a champion. Okay? When you really look at it, that just means like, hey, you get to be second place while first place gets better. kind of thing.
It's kind of like another way of creating a number one contender, if you think about it.
Ew, no.
Think about it like this, because normally in every situation they've done this. Say it's CM Punk and the situation with him having the title and everything at AEW, and them doing that, and then them making a match where whoever wins is the actual champion. It's like basically you set up a number one contendership situation almost. But as we could go back into the actual match, so overall, like you said before, when it comes to Brie Bella and Paige and Fatal Influence, I personally felt like, yeah, we need to get these belts off these girls, because like I understand that Nikki is still recovering currently, but I don't think the fans is truly resonating with Brie and Paige, because the pairing is really odd. And obviously it was oh snap, Paige is back. Oh, she's helping her in the tag match. But like as an actual tag team, I don't think the audience really resonated with Brie Bud, and then also you hear Paige's music. Like it's just a weird balance, right? It kind of steps on that nostalgic vibe, and then after a while it gets stale. And that's what I felt. It got real stale real quick.
So, just to start off, the women's tag team titles are dead belts. Okay. I'm gonna just throw that out there now. I would say out of all the belts that are in WWE, right next to the women's United States title, the tag team titles are the most dead. As a matter of fact, I think the United States women's title and the tag team titles are tied for first place in the most least cared about belts in WWE right now. Okay. And so having Paige and Brie have the titles, number one, it was only done for a pop, okay? And it wasn't even a good one, because it was supposed to be the Bella twins that probably won the belt, which would have probably been worse if it actually came to fruition, because then no one really would have cared. And they probably would have forced those tag team titles down our throats even more than usual.
Because of Nikki Bella.
And so, because of the fact that the only reasons why anyone cares about these belts is because Paige is holding them. All right. I am glad that the belts are off of them, because I need Paige to be fucking Paige. All right. We have wasted April, May, June. We've wasted 3 months of valuable Paige's time on these tag team titles. Okay.
You can say that for a lot of other things, for a lot of other people.
But we're talking about these particular women right now.
True. I'm just saying you can say that also with anybody currently on the roster, but continue.
But I mean, there are some, like, yes,
some,
no.
But there's a lot of people that's like, you're wasting that person's time.
I mean, yes, but the reasons why their time is kind of sort of being wasted is because it's very crowded at the top, and we have to make money, and so we're only going to push our money makers. And so, but with Paige, but it's like, I'm glad Paige does not have the title, because number one, she's not actually really a tag team wrestler, and that tag team was only just for the WrestleMania moment. All right. And so the fact that they've held the belts this long and not put them on like a real tag team, like maybe Nia Jackson, Lash Legend or something, like
they did, but they stripped them from it immediately.
No, they didn't. They didn't win them. They've held
I
those
thought
belts. They have held those belts this whole time.
no. I could have sworn Lash Legend and Nia Jax had the titles for a very short time frame.
Oh yes, going into WrestleMania, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But and then if I remember, I don't remember correctly now, but which goes to show like how who cares about it. But what I'm saying is the fact that an actual tag team, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
there's not
Like,
many. There's outside of Charlotte and Alexa. Well, I don't know if you technically consider that an actual tag. Like,
no,
what's your consideration of an actual tag?
So in this particular case, I can consider Charlotte and Alexa a actual tag team because prior to the tag team coming together, there was a story that was made which developed both of their characters, which then made it feasible and understandable as to why they are a tag team and why they won the titles, and then they held the titles for as they did. Brie and Paige, they just came together so they can win the title because the other twin had a busted leg. And since they've had the titles, they have not done anything to really elevate the titles. They've just kind of held on to them.
Which is normal for a lot of people in WWE currently, so.
Well, I would say it's normal for the titles that no one care about, which would be currently the United States title and the tag team titles. But at the same time, though, the reasons why you're kind of right but wrong is because when Charlotte and Alexa had them, they were, because of the story that they had and their cohesiveness and the fact that they were a actual tag team. Okay, they are an actual tag team. They elevated the belts a bit. Okay,
Kind of like how Rhea and Io Sky was an actual tag team because of the story,
and they elevated the belts too.
Yeah.
Lash Legend and Nia Jax, they were not given a chance to elevate the belts because they got a hold of them, and that whole time when they're trying to set this up to make the big, conglomerate match, Nia Jax and Lash Legend barely spoke words. There were no promos. There were just matches. There was just fights.
Repetitive ones, too.
Yes. And so that did nothing for it. All the way to WrestleMania, and WrestleMania was shit. Especially night one.
We don't talk about that.
And so Paige wins. The only reason why there was a pop, because it was Paige. These titles don't matter. We're only here for Paige, which is why going into where we're at right now, they needed to get those belts off of Paige so that Paige can actually go fucking do something. There is 2 women's titles that are struggling right now. Women's heavyweight titles that are struggling to even be important at this point. Fucking the Intercontinental, the women's Intercontinental title feels more important than the heavyweight titles for the women right now, which is crazy work.
Because of Sol Ruka or because of...
The answer's yes. Because of whatever you were about to say and you didn't say, and because of Sol Ruka, the answer is yes. Bro.
And that's interesting you say that because, I mean, maybe I think I might have missed some of her matches recently because I felt like I haven't seen much of Sol Ruka, like on a PLE or something like that recently. Or maybe it's something.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, there hasn't been much of any women's belts on PLEs recently. So,
I mean, you are correct.
Actually, you not even correct. Recently, just period. Rhea Ripley has been hurt ever since she fought Jade. What, 2 months ago?
Mania. I thought it wasn't at Mania, right?
When she fought Jade. No, when she
Mhm.
fought Jade the second time.
Mm.
Was there a second time?
Yeah, I thought it was a rematch.
I think there was a small rematch.
Like it was like a backlash or something like that.
Yes, actually. Yes, it was. So she's been hurt since Backlash, and then she hasn't done anything with the belt since then. And then Liv Morgan has had the belt since WrestleMania, and she has not defended it at all since then. Intercontinental title, however, has been given light, has been shown, has been done stuff. There's a current storyline going on with it, with Sol Ruka and Big Mommy Cool. And so it's like, that's important. I actually don't know who who is the United States champion for the females.
Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't watch SmackDown because SmackDown's been ass.
But you knew that JC Jane didn't win or move forward because she lost to Tiffany Stratton.
Yes. I knew that happened. I just didn't know she had the belt. Which
that's kind of what everybody's pissed off about, is because she has the US title. Why wouldn't you give it to JC Jane? But
which is true, and that was why I made that stink about what I said. However, now knowing that she also has the United States title makes me even more mad about it, actually. Yeah. And the only thing is the fact, other piece about that is the fact that prior to this, they were pushing her
like a main event talent of some sort.
But like they were literally pushing her like they were actually going to make her like go up against Rhea type thing.
Yeah. That actually, from what I heard, was a little bit of the story if Rhea didn't get injured, that they were planning to make JC Jane versus Rhea at SummerSlam. That was the goal from what I was told, of what they said over the, IWC. But I mean, we can, I've noticed we've kind of speculated more about how, I wouldn't say how useless this match was, but how important it was to just get the belts off of Paige and Brie and then put it on an actual tag team. Team. But the one thing I definitely wanted to highlight, okay, how the fuck that referee didn't see that interference?
This is why I was like, the match was okay. This was the weakest match of the night, in my opinion.
Even over, okay, you know what? We go in a Danhausen match. I had to think about it for a second. I was about to say, like, oh, man, that match was not that finished, though. Well, before we go into that second match, I want to say great job to the ladies, regardless whether if we were a super fan of the story that match was or how much of a stinker those titles are currently being treated. We hope that Fatal Influence can bring some relevancy back to the belts, and Paige can go off and Paige can finally turn one and do something for a title at some point, a singles title, maybe even Intercontinental.
Hell,
so what?
Yeah, that's I was like, that would be lovely. Hell, make her do something with the U.S. title. Make that
actually would make more sense.
Make it important, because
that'll make more sense. So going into the second match, we had Danhausen versus JD McDonough for a no DQ match, which just call it hardcore. I miss hardcore, but
no.
I know there's a difference. Because technically hardcore implies that you have to use weapons and all that other stuff. But the fact that it was a no DQ was just their way of saying, this match is going to have shenanigans, and we need to explain why the shenanigans are okay.
So I almost did not know that this was a no DQ match. And then there was a certain point, there was a certain point where it was almost like they were like, wait a second, this is no DQ. The fuck am I sitting out here for? And then everything started happening. I was like, and when everything started happening, I'm like, whoa. And then I hear them say, it's like, well, this is no DQ match. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they said it and when the bell rung, it was a no DQ. And even Michael Cole said it himself. Why would Danhausen even agree to this? This is dumb, because you're just going to get jumped. And I was like, Well, because it's literally the same match, Michael Cole. Do you not see the clone machine in the front of the arena? It's literally the same match. Danhausen gets upper hand. Danhausen gets taken down. He runs to the cloning machine. Poof, somebody comes out. Big hype, right? It's literally the same match. But instead of little Danhausen, we actually got a cat of some sort, which the internet sometimes spoils shit beforehand, or they just kind of, how we all read between the lines. So as everybody already saw on the internet that he was talking about a black cat, people were like, oh, we know he talk about the basketball player because they're going to be in New York. And exactly as that situation was, we get into the match. Again, it was fun.
So the black cat thing, what is that a reference to?
The basketball player that came out, his initials is Cat, or his first name is Cat. It spells out. I figure it's like. I just know his initials is connected to Cat, right? And don't get at me, New York. Again, Knicks at 5. I don't watch basketball like that. But the basketball player's name is it starts with Cat, so the cat is in his name.
Okay, all right.
So and he's black. So
got it.
Yeah, but I will say the spot was hella funny, and bruh, his choke slam brought tears to my eyes. I don't know if the first one. Obviously, I'm gonna have to give it to JD because he sold the fuck out of it. But
it was good.
It felt like I don't want to say fully like a Kane choke slam, but something you would see from that era, even from a Batista or something like that. Like it felt crisp, no matter what.
No, it was a solid choke slam. So what also helps is the fact that he is like 8 feet tall and shit. So
I mean, yeah.
But he they definitely got up and allowed him to, like, they were picture perfect choke slams, and we don't see those anymore, which is unfortunate, especially to be like a basketball player out here choke slamming niggas better than regular wrestlers right now. Make it make sense. Listen,
he's a
Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll was choke slamming motherfuckers better than half of the people who choke slams.
Hey, look, when you have to do a choke slam damn near 500 times a year, and you get your one goddamn moment, you better make sure that fucking shit comes out good, goddamn it.
Listen,
you're gonna have some stinkers every once in a while. It's okay. But when it's your one moment, you better make that shit count. Talking to you, Snoop Dogg.
Well, when it came to this match, the one thing I want to point out about this match that I was like I kind of cringed a little bit is the fact that Dan Helsing put that jersey on. And that was nasty.
Oh, because of all that stuff that Damien. Oh,
bro, that's been all up in Dominic's ass between his legs and his taint and whatnot. JD McDonough, like, they blew their nose in that shit, cleaned their boots with it. Literally, while they were in the middle of the match, my man did the fucking in between the legs. And Dan Helsing put that shit on. Like, as
what? I didn't even think about that in the moment. I don't think anybody else did.
I don't know how, because that was as soon as I'm like, when he got a hold of it, I'm like, ugh. And then he starts putting it on. I'm like, ugh. And then he stands there with it on. I'm like, ew, nigga. Like, ew. Ew. That touched his in between ass cracking balls, dog. Like what the fuck? and you just put that shit on?
Hey, yo, guys, we gonna end the podcast, bro.
Bro, you want to say
the ring is sacred. The question. What the fuck?
Listen, fam. Continuity is so important. It's so important to remember what you did yesterday and then think about what happened today and thinking about your actions today, because that's not the first time someone's ass has been wiped with that shirt. Both JD and Dominic's ass has been wiped with that shirt. JD cleaned his shoes at Saturday night's main event with it. He literally with the shirt at Saturday night's main event. Yup.
Make it make sense. Honestly, at the end of the day, make it make sense. And I could understand where you're coming from when you say, like, yo, that is out of pocket. Because, again, I didn't even think about it when it happened. And
I've just been given a care package.
Are these belts?
These are indeed belts.
Are these belts that Bobby and
These are indeed belts that Bobby and our good friend get to hold on to. So I'll just
he's gonna wear both of them
we'll
as if
hang
he's
out with him
actually
for
a
a
champion.
bit, you know, just
Okay.
What? How is it? I'm the tag team champions. No,
Oh yeah,
that team hell no thing. Oh yeah.
Oh man. Well, overall, outside of just this jersey situation, we saw the match. The match is a match. Like I would say, it is definitely something that you could have still saw on Raw. And just for people to get a clear understanding of what I'm talking about, the match, again, it begins with Danhausen getting mollywopped by the Judgment Day. And as they continue to lay waste of him, at some point, little Danhausen's come out. And at this point, that's just kind of a staple. They come out, they raise hell, and then it leads to Danhausen finally making his way to the entrance ramp to use his cloning machine, bringing out Cat himself, who comes down to the ring and basically chokeslams both JD and Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio went through a table. That thing went, I snapped immediately. Went, for some reason they pre-cut that one. But and that was the match. I do like Michael Cole saying that Danhausen's finisher is the Triple D, the Danhausen Death Drop. I was like, you know what? I fucks with it. I can get behind him having the Scorpion Death Drop as a fucking finish.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. And honestly, I was really fine with this match. And considering what happens later on, I feel that how this match went on a normal situation, this match is how I like my outside of wrestling involvement being involved. Okay.
Yeah, like any celebrity or something outside of a match, kind of like how Jon Stewart hit John Cena with a chair and shit like that.
Yes, because that is going to come into a big discussion later on, and I'm gonna save it for then. But like, if this was the thing that we did to honor the Knicks and glorify them and all this other stuff. They got their quick time to shine, choke slam, big, tall Knicks player, that would have been great. Because you have given me everything that I wanted and you still got your slice of the cake as well, with including the celebrity. All right, because it gets egregious later on, but I'll save that.
Yeah, we're gonna
But
say that. And again, no, nothing against the Knicks fans, nothing against the basketball fans, but as fans, there's only so much celebrity influence that you could put into the product until I'm like, man, get this shit the fuck out of here.
yes,
And that's why most celebrities, when they're trying to go into WWE, a little Yachty, a Logan Paul, well, not many people had any problem with I Show Speed, but like if you did, right? These people are coming into a domain that is kind of like a secret society almost, because y'all shame on it so much and you shit on it, but want to benefit from it when it helps your fucking bottom dollar. You'll love to call it fake and you'll love to say all this shit, but the
y'all the
minute it
first
helps
ones
your
that
bottom,
want to stand in that ring and dance around and lollygag and diddle daddle.
yes, when it helps your bottom dollar, you are happy to jump into the realm of WWE and say, "Oh man, this shit ain't fake. This shit fun. Like I watch this all the time." Shut the fuck up. So anyway, we can actually go into the best match of the fucking night: Lyra versus your girl Bailey. Okay. Man, me and Swag had this conversation, and I could probably put some of the tidbits into a snippet or something like that, because it's me as a wrestling fan coming to the realization of why I don't like the good old baby face anymore. Right? I'm just so done with it. I'm so done with them because it's kind of always reminds me of Roman, as they was shoving that shit in our face. And then, as much as I used to be okay with it as a John Cena fan, guys, I used to be one of the biggest John Cena glazers. Okay, I'll openly say that, and I ain't got no problem with it. Like when everybody was in the friend group was shitting on Cena, I'm like, nah, motherfucker, is Cena. And I don't know why, because I think I was growing up and I still had that kid mindset of the baby face is the best part. There's nothing wrong with a baby face, but a baby face has to have a fucking character for me to care about it. And I, for some reason, for the longest time, did not understand why I did not like Lyra. And it took a conversation with Swag for me to finally identify it. Is she has that simple, bland baby face movement. Same thing that Cody has, and it's kind of why he feels like Hulk Hogan for some people. But I can't stand it. And to see how this character changed for Lyra, brush. I love the look. I love the character tells enough story without even have to say anything. Right? You can look at Lyra and say, "Whoa, what the fuck's going on with her? Like, tell me about that story." And then you find out, you're like, "Oh, well, now I want to see her wrestle. Like, let me see what she's about." And that's what Titantrons did. That's what vignettes did. That's what everything added to the element of the show. But they stopped doing the shit. So now you only give me the face card. That's all you're giving me is face card. And after a while, I need more. If you're not giving me more, I don't care. So for a while, I just did not care for Lyra. But now I fucking care because she has a character. She has something that makes her stand out. And this match was the pinnacle of her finally stepping out and being a star to me.
The piece that also I want to add to the reasons why, like, the Lyra character did not appeal is the fact that, because it's not so much of, because it does have a bit to do with the fact that she was just her character was the baby face that works hard, that's working hard to get to the top and make her presence known. Okay, like, that was her bit. But the problem with Lyra was the fact that she didn't develop past that. Especially early Lyra, she was just hardcore babyface who fights for what's good and trying to make her name and get to the top. And that's what it was for a very, very long time. Even when she had her thing with Becky Lynch, it was like, yes, she did show that character a bit stronger, but as everything progressed, she did not develop any more past that. She did not have any more else to offer outside of that. You know, the only other bit that she did get, the only slightly development that she got out of that was the fact that, you know, she's not afraid to fight per se.
Mm-hmm.
But one could also say that's just Irish motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Anyone who is Irish, if when you're Irish, you are known that you always down and ready to fight type situation.
Hey. My name is Finley, and I love to fight.
And he loved to fight. So it's like now something has happened in her story, which compared to what was happening prior leading up to it was completely blindsiding. And so something happened in her story. She has now changed her personality to a degree. So she has developed. And then to go with that development, she has a completely new look. She moves differently. And she got a new theme song.
And that shit's nice too. I like it too. Mm-hmm.
And then to add on top, compared to where she was before, you know, like prior, her promos have steadily been getting better. But now that she has found this new persona, this new character, an actual character that she can act to, as opposed of her previous character, which for all intents and purposes is just her being her. It's like now she has become more interesting, and now there's something for us to sink our teeth in, because now she has this character, she has a why she is this character, and we're seeing her act on that why.
Absolutely.
And that has now made her 1,000 times more interesting, because now we're seeing her act on this why. It's like, okay, where's this why going to take her now? Where is she going? What's she going to do next? Now that she done beat the brakes off of fucking Bailey with the bulldog choke, looking like John Moxley out here.
I liked it too. A part of me really wished, and I do want to give a little bit more details to the match, but a part of me wished that whenever she put her, like, was getting ready to put her on the steps, that she just flipped her on the steps and did it again. Because I feel like the Nightwing just did not look right doing that. But I feel like elevating it and just making it the staple now. Like, she did it twice. I feel like doing it a third time to try to make it a staple. But this is just me just nitpicking. It's probably perfectly fine how she finished it. Nitpicking me was like, man, do it one more time. And do it one more time.
One more time.
One more time.
Greedy ass.
Yeah, I'm a big motherfucker. This is the Big Brothers of Destruction, motherfucker. We greedy, okay? But I definitely want to say I give it up to these girls in this match, man. Bailey is always Bailey gon' Bailey. As Swag says, Bailey gon' Bailey. And seeing how she's been in AAA and doing her thing over there, she's loving it at AAA. And, you know, obviously the speculations are her possibly going to AEW to go against Mercedes.
I don't think she's gonna go over there. Like a lot of people feel like she's ready to leave WWE and all this other stuff. I don't think she is.
I think she's got a sweet deal, and I think she, and like how like of the New Day, like her and the New Day, like this is a good example. You got a sweet deal. There's no reason for you to leave, right? But unless there's something that you crave, you have an athletic, not athletic, you have a sense of being a competitor and wanting more, and you feel like a company's not doing that for you. I can see that. But honestly, she's a trainer. She's trying to be a producer. She's getting in that moment of like, I can still be in the ring, but I can also do this shit too.
Yeah, she is in a good spot, and I don't see her going to AEW to For all intents and purposes, fuck all that up.
I don't think so either.
Plus, have you seen the video of her at Fanatics Fest where she's sitting there and she's talking and she's just got AJ Lee sitting in her fucking lap? Like, why the fuck would you leave that? Like, fam, I watched that and I don't know who I was jealous of more. The fact that AJ Lee's just getting to just proudly sit in fucking her, just chilling in her lap like that, or to be the one whose lap is being occupied by AJ Lee. It was. I watched the video a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie to you.
My man just fantasized. Well, do I want to walk up to this situation or do I want to be the situation?
There's no question on which one is the answer to that. Absolutely, I'm trying to be either or seat. I will gladly rest upon the lap of Bailey. I will gladly be the seat for AJ Lee. I'm just
the funny thing about it is a lot of motherfuckers say this shit, but if everyone's like, yeah, come over here, you be like,
listen, bro. That will be the initial, then once I got that confirmed in the consent, gloves are off, bro. We're in. I'm no questions asked. I will deal with the consequences of my actions later. All right. It's like, listen, babe, AJ Lee, come on. How was?
So you say your shorty's like, you can't really get mad at that. It is AJ Lee though.
Yes, absolutely. Let me put it this way. Because of how I know I grow, if she went to a Stray Kids concert and they said,
a what?
Stray Kids.
Okay.
You know,
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. And they said, I already know I lost her. It's fine. I get it. I understand. It is what it is.
I feel like a lot of people have that one celebrity situation. Unfortunately, I can admire a attractive individual, but to say I have a celebrity crush that I'm gonna go stupid like that for, it's just me. I can admire, especially when it comes to Bailey. Oh my god, yeah, I can admire that, but I don't know goddamn well. I don't know. Anyway, so
it's not even the crush fact. It's just the fact of you said I can. Well, how can I say no to that? Yes, please, AJ Lee. My lap is yours. You know, like.
But one thing I was saying in the chat, bro, Bailey elbows Lyra in the nose, and I'm talking about Shorty is gushing, blood everywhere. And I like that little extra kick that the blood added to it. Granted, it was something that Bailey did, but it kind of gave her more of that psycho look or that deranged look.
Oh no, it turned her up. It fired her up.
It definitely turned her up.
Actually, as a matter of fact, like it almost had like a weird reverse effect. Like Bailey busts her open, was all like, "No, let me in there. I'm not done." Like it's like Bailey got more aggressive. Mm-hmm. Like Bailey busts her open, was like, "I'm gonna double down on this." And for Lyra, in the same sense, like I can once again. She is an Irish woman. Okay? We already know how the Irish people get down. They get down. They
like to fight.
They like to fight. In wrestling, I have not seen an Irish individual who was innately pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like boy or girl. They out here like, no. let's throw these hands. So it's like banger after banger type shit, bro. Like it is what it
Or
is.
burger after burger. Anyway, um,
Disrespectful.
Hey man,
Disrespectful.
I'm a Miss Sheamus, dog. I'm a Miss Sheamus. So hey,
Mr. O'Shaughnessy.
yeah. But technically he could just do his YouTube channel. He'd be good. But so we got that match. The match, like I said before, at the end of the day, was fun. It was the best match of the night. Great wrestling from the two. Great storytelling, and now it brings us to a what is going to happen next. And I'm really excited for what could come from Lyra. So then we got our main event, which is Cody and CM Punk versus Gunther and Sammy. Personally, this match was only just a setup for Nick Aldis and Gunther. That, to me personally, this was the main focus. Granted, yeah, they're trying to create more tension for Cody and CM Punk, but I just feel bad for Sammy because again, Sammy is getting the shit end of the stick because now he has nothing.
So
Nothing.
It's funny you say that because I was watching my boy JD from NY 206, and he made an interesting point that Sami Zayn, if they were going to like really go into it, Sami Zayn kind of sort of has a little bit of a buy-in as to why he should still be able to, somehow finagle a way into this match.
Rematch clause?
Well, not just the rematch clause, because there is that, but then there's the fact that because of what happened with Nick Aldis and Gunther kind of thing, that's not his fault. He got inadvertently screwed over in that particular bit. Just like how with the whole situation, think about how like when he lost the title, wasn't Nick Aldis supposed to be on leave? He wasn't supposed to be in control. He wasn't supposed to be able to just call shots like that.
Okay. I get it. I'm getting it.
And then there is that whole fact of, which is one of the things that I'm all like, it's so weird that WWE is like bringing attention to it, because it's in my eyes a really big problem with the current mainstream wrestling right now, which is where it's all like, remember back in the day when people used to fight for the right to get the number one contender spot? Now you can just walk into a ring and be like, say when SummerSlam, cool, we're gonna make it happen then, it's official. As opposed of, say when someone else comes out, you can't just say when, you gotta earn that shit. Like, no one earns anything anymore. And it's just like, but so like Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn, just like LA Knight has been doing, Sami Zayn been out here talking about literally talking about all the things that is wrong with wrestling right now, because it absolutely relates to him and his character and why it's unjust and how someone needs to do something about it. And so it's like, there's a possible story that could be said and used for Sami Zayn in this particular case. But they don't hear me though. They
I mean, you are right. He could technically go to well, I wouldn't go to all this at this point. You would go to probably Hunter and be like, hey, because of all this, I have lost an opportunity at the title. This is not fair to me. I need something done. Right. So yeah, once you bring it up, Johnny, you absolutely got a point. Didn't even think about that. I just immediately thought that Sammy just got the shit into the stick.
Oh, I mean, bare bones, absolutely. So, fam, we're out here shitting on this guy.
Yeah, like
Big
literally,
dumps.
bro. The last real good guy, and as much as they were like, you almost pivot to a heel turn. I see where in this match the direction for Cody and CM Punk is going. And I'm hoping that they are potentially trying to start a heel turn for Cody. Like his paranoia is getting to him so much that it's leading to him to say, I can't trust anybody. And that kind of stuff is what's making him turn heel. But honestly, Cody, you should have did this after the second time you got your nuts kicked. Okay? You should have been like this the second time. I don't know how it takes a motherfucker 3 to 4 times to get kicked in the nuts to be like, hold up. Can I trust you, nigga?
I mean,
and he can say that too. Mr. Raheem.
He can say that. I see how I was about to be like, I mean, you know, he is like the grandson of a plumber. So like, you know, he might not be very bright in the spot that he's at, you know what I'm saying? But honestly though, when it comes to Cody Rhodes and everything right now, it's well, actually, before I even say that, as far as my comments with the match was a solid match. I will say there was a small hint of unpredictability to it. And maybe it's because I just wasn't thinking about it, but like I was not thinking about Nick Aldis coming out there and doing that.
Oh, I knew that was gonna happen.
And so, well, is it because I wasn't thinking of it? It's one of those things. I'm like, I figured that they weren't going to make the like, especially like once they tacked that on about the fact that if those two win, they get thrown into the match. And then I'm in my mind thinking, I'm like,
but they're not going to be added to the match. So how are they going to do it? Because that's what my mind went. We knew goddamn well they're not going to add these two men to this match. No. They're not. Because the IWC had already been talking about it so much. It's Gunther versus Nick Aldis. That was happening. So if we know that's happening, and we know they're not going to mess up their first night, this because this is going to be SummerSlam.
No, they said it's supposed to be the main event. This is.
Yeah.
I thought I thought they said this is like night 2 main event. Like this is.
I be goddamn. I know it's Roman versus Seth.
Pretty sure they said that this is the big match. Like this,
which is weird because they are not building that match as much as they're shoving down Seth and Roman in our fucking face. And I just don't think Roman is gonna take night 1. That Roman is just not that nigga nowadays. He's definitely taking night 2.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. Because they were making it sound like that this is the main event match. So
unless they do something different and something actually cool for once, and they make night 2 Hell in a Cell.
That's not because be
personally, it should be. It's a fucking Hell in a Cell match. Why is it not the main event?
You're not wrong. But
personally, I see it like this. If they're going to do anything, it's Cody versus CM Punk night 1. And they do that in the midst of it could either be the first match or something like that, but that match has to happen, right? And I truly feel like it would make more sense to make the Hell in a Cell match the last one, only because of the destruction that the Cell should be making. And that be the end of night 1. Night 2 is when they do Roman versus Seth. And that's what I think they would do. And honestly, you could technically reverse Obafemi and Brock and Seth and Cody, because maybe it might just be, we're in the cell and I might just bounce his head off of it once or twice. And that's about it. But like, we're not going to get really chaotic in here. So this could be the first match. No problem.
So I'm pretty sure that Obafemi is going to be the first match.
No, hate that.
I feel like they're going to do it. I mean, they've done it thus far. Either he's going to be the first match, or in that first hour, because I'm pretty certain they're doing the whole first hour on free TV type ish.
That'd be crazy.
Or maybe they'll do the thing where after that first hour, then it's going to be the Obafemi match.
That would make more sense.
But like to bring it down to the brass taxes of it all, the reason why the Hell in a Cell match is not going anywhere near any kind of main event is because everybody else makes WWE and TKO a lot more money being in the main event. And so that's why Cody Rhodes and CM Punk are going to be in the main event, and Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are going to be in the main event because they are the money. Now, in my personal opinion, they're, as far as the stories kind of go and how they've presented them, they're about equally heated, in my opinion.
Personally,
I don't think either one of them are more important than the other right now.
I just need this. After this Roman and Seth match, can we just end it? Like, just stop it. I don't need to see it anymore. This has been going on since 2016. I'm done with it.
I don't see the problem with the so I think the issue is the fact that WWE has not, they don't know how to really promote blood feuds like they used to anymore. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins was a great blood feud. You know what I'm saying? But like right now with where it's at, it's weird. And the reason why I think it's weird is because they can't really create new, because Roman Reigns is overpriced and overpaid and kind of sort of overrated right now. Sure, you could say he's earned his spot where he's at, I guess, but for the sake of entertainment and wrestling and you know, trying to progress and push a storyline, like, Roman Reigns is great, but like I personally just don't see him as this spectacle. Like, unless this is just the new term for spectacle, Andre the Giant is a spectacle, okay? He's a special entity. And he was a special entity in wrestling. Okay? Roman Reigns, to me, is just a top superstar. He's not a special entity. The closest thing to a special entity right now really is Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is a special entity of sorts. When Undertaker was around, that's a special entity of sorts. They have ascended to a certain level where it does make sense for them to just not always be there, and they show up for special reasons or for special occasions whenever they're called upon. Like, I don't see Roman Reigns as that. I see him as our champion, sure, but as our champion, he should be having matches. He should be defending the title. He should be there and stuff. And I just, it's so weird to me, unless it's just because of the fact that, you know, they've just let contracts get way too crazy to the point where it's all like, he's so expensive now, we can only pay for him to show up so many times. Like, it's not UFC, nigga. Like, you know, we're not, why are we paying per performance and match? Like, what are we doing right now? And so it's just like, I don't, which is why when it comes to this match, it's like I'm not really cared, or I'm not really caring and really being sold on anything for either or right now, because they're not being booked in a way that's good.
I mean, you are correct. I mean, I think it's because, yes, with this Roman versus Seth match, the way they're showcasing it is this is the big one, right? After this one, this is right, like we're done, right? Because if they're talking about what has brought them up to this point, like, okay, but are you gonna do this again after this? Because then, like, what is the hype of let's go back in history and do this? Let's go back in history and look at that. Because they normally did that when this is the last fucking match. This is the last match you'll see.
And that's the other piece that I don't like, is the fact that we're advertising this like it's about to be a once in a lifetime situation or something.
And that's why I'm done with it, because it's not, you're not booking it in a way that I care about. Like, again, we can go into the technical main event of Roman Reigns coming out to the ring with, you know, the MVP of the New York Knicks. And again, my apologies if I don't know the guy's name, because I don't care. Okay. I watch wrestling to watch fucking wrestling. All right. Not celebrities. So to see him in the ring and see him getting glazed all the way to the ring, walking by, looking at WWE fucking memorabilia and paintings and shit, like, why is this nigga getting the walk to the ring like if he's Stone Cold, like if he's The Rock, like if he's Triple H? He's a basketball player in a wrestling fucking promotion.
So it was clocked. What, that whole thing, that was 20 minutes.
Yes.
That was 20 minutes of tomfoolery. And I feel like, because like after I've kind of gone through and I looked at it all, here's my problem. Because this is what they did. This is what they tried to do. Okay, they did the thing where, okay, so we're here, so we have to go ahead and we need to pander to our sports people real quick, because we're in the city where the thing happened, and so now we gotta gawk 5,000 the sports world real quick. This is that we have to do we as wrestling have to give sports their time to shine in our ring. All right. We have to make good on our handshakes and money deals. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do our thing that allows us to be important in the sports world. We have to raise this team up and do all that shit. And then we gotta do the stuff for our wrestling people. And the problem was, by the time they did the stuff for the wrestling people, none of us cared anymore.
No.
I think it would have felt less egregious if they did all of that and they ended it after Roman Reigns said, "Acknowledge us," and then he holds the basketball, trophy. He does the thing. Homie holds his belt, does the point, and then it's like, well, that's Saturday Night Main Event. We love you guys. Have a good time. Sweet dreams. Good night. If it would have ended right there, I think it would have been fine. But instead, after we did the deal, because that's what it was, we did the deal. We did the part where we, slob on the knob of NBA so that we can get our ESPN friends to like us. Once we It's like when when you're trying to be the popular kid, but you're actually a fucking nerd. So you go and you hang out with the popular kids and you do the popular kid shit, and then after you're done with the popular kid shit, then you go over to your nerd friends and be all like, "Hey, so Dragon Ball Z, right?" That's what they did to us. You do the stuff with with the popular kids, aka they did the stuff with the people that's literally lining their pockets with truckloads of money, and then we pander to the peons over here, aka you and me, us, the actual wrestling fans, and then we do the wrestling bit. And it was all like, we know what you're doing. Like, you don't actually care. And it shows. Cause it was poorly put together. Like,
why the fuck did Seth Rollins go out there? Why? Why? He didn't need to.
Cause they had to do the wrestling thing. They had to do the wrestling thing.
Which is dumb because, like, old buddy, if you saw him in the corner, he was like, ooh, damn. Ooh. And then, maybe I should walk in front of this. Hey, guy, you shouldn't do this anymore. Yeah, you should stop. And all of a sudden, Superman punch. It's the dumbest shit ever. I hate when WWE tries to make celebrities on the same level as a fucking athlete who does this every fucking day. No, you're not getting a fucking basketball player who, yes, he is an athlete, but he doesn't do this.
Also, let's not forget, because how weird it all was, because we had the other basketball player who came out there with the Seth Rollins t-shirt and whatnot, with the chair in his hand as the distraction, and then he slides the chair in the ring. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm just like, why? Because then he stays up the ramp. He doesn't, like, because it's not like it's not like he does not see what's happening. So he sees the other dude in there, and if he's for Seth Rollins, why didn't he get into the ring and front the other basketball player?
Oh, he had a broken arm or a damaged arm.
Even more of a reason why I don't understand he didn't just get in the ring and front the crippled basketball player.
My personal gripe is about it is like, so technically, are you telling me Seth is a heel? Because that basketball player is completely not liked in this area. And Roman Reigns is with technically who is the likable person. So are you telling me Seth is a heel now in this situation? Because on TV, he's definitely not. So, like, what the fuck was this?
Yes, thank you for saying that part, because that is the last piece of this puzzle, and it's like, so just for the popular kids to get their jollies and their yays and our handshake deals, so that they can continue lining, TKO's pockets with money, we're gonna completely try and, for all intents and purposes, confuse the whole scenario, and we're going to make Seth Rollins come out here and go full heel, so that the savior of the basketball world in New York can step in and be like, no, that's not okay. Leave my friend alone. Okay.
Right. I just thought of this. Remember back in the day when you watched wrestling, you got introduced to something and somebody had to explain it to you on what it was, and you can say, okay, great, now I'm invested, right? Like, say Gangrel comes out for the first time, you're like, yo, who the fuck is that? Bro, he's a fucking vampire, and he spits out red blood before he goes to the match, and he comes up from a fucking circle, and you're like, a flaming circle? I'm into this. Let me see what the fuck happens. And then this is basically the equivalent of, I don't know, whoever was everybody apparently in New York is a basketball fan, apparently. So to be like, as a wrestling fan, I don't watch basketball. If I'm in the arena, I feel like that one girlfriend who goes with that one wrestling guy, and that guy has to explain shit to her. And because I'm like, who the fuck is he? Oh, that's the enemy's basketball player. You know, that's the opposite team. What the fuck does he got to do here? Oh, he's helping out this guy, but he's not a fucking wrestler. So like, what
What's
the fuck
even
is he here
funnier
for?
is the fact that like this particular guy, like he, like, which is showing the fact that I'm not super versed with like the individual players and what teams they're on per se, but like the team that he's from has absolutely nothing to do with the team that they fought at the end. As a matter of fact, this particular guy, his team, like they didn't even make it to the finals. So it's like
their team is technically rivals against the Knicks.
yeah, and their team got knocked out. So it's like for him to show up, it's all like
some hater shit, honestly.
Yes, very much so. Absolutely on some hater shit. Like
also, why the rest of the fucking team didn't show up? I think that'd have been more lit if the whole team showed up on some squad shit, and then they did a segment where the Knicks and them just started doing this at the stage. That would have been more exciting. I actually been like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem when you're dealing with the celebrity stuff and how much and how far you want to include it. Because yes, that would be a perfect union of, hey, we can appease our popular crowd that lines our pockets with money, and we can appease our peon friends who are just here for the wrestling kind of thing. And the problem is the fact that when they put that on the scale, the money weighs a ton, and we don't. And
which is weird, because them doing that is the reason why WrestleMania tickets were so low. It's the reason why SummerSlam tickets are not selling.
It's the reason why SummerSlam tickets are apparently for $25 if you use the promo code from that one sports character.
Yeah, wide receiver for the fucking Minnesota Vikings. So
is that what it is?
And, yeah, that's what he is. He's a wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. You know how I know this? It's because they keep plastering it in my fucking face in commercials. I'm like, SummerSlam, Roman versus Seth Rollins. This is personal. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, iconic. CM Punk versus Cody. These are brothers. Like, bro, what the fuck? I hate. That's like almost the equivalent when Cardi B came on, was talking like I know Cardi B actually watches wrestling. I know that. Like, she's a person who watches it for the entertainment value. But like when this guy did it, it was like, yeah, he's reading off of a script, but he's really just making this money right now. He don't give a fuck about this show. Yeah, and I promise you,
like, if he comparably speaking, bro, comparably speaking, he's like at least Cardi B actually likes wrestling. Like, I don't know this guy, but like I could almost say is like, hey, so how much wrestling has you watched this year? I probably watched like 2 episodes. 2 episodes? And we're this late in June? I'm sorry, July? Okay, bro. All right, but you a wrestling fan though, huh? Okay. You're a wrestling fan because Fanatics pays you good money to talk about them. And so it's this weird act that we're going through. And
which, if we go to Fanatics, we gotta do the Dudley Boys, bro.
Oh, you talking about the
the entrance?
Listen, the Fanatics Fest thing. It's so funny. I mean, I'm not mad at because all the Fanatics Fest is just what used to be the, oh man, what did they call it when they would have when WrestleMania would come around?
Yeah, the WrestleMania showcase,
fan access.
Yep,
like Fanatics is just fan access with sports, and so it's just, I don't know. We're in a weird time when it comes to wrestling, because it's like, especially with WWE, because I feel I think, in my opinion, it's like WWE, with where they're currently at compared to the sports world, because to me, anyone who is a sports fan, like a real sports fan, does not respect wrestling. Okay?
Good
And
old
so
wrestling.
what it feels like to me is happening is like WWE is that kid that is now a part of like the football locker room, but all of the jocks don't like this little nigga type thing. And WWE is trying so hard to fit in with the jocks and the cool kids. And it's like, and even more so, actually, to even break it more connecting, WWE is like the rich kid that joined the football team, but nobody likes him. But everyone who is on the football team is going to hang out with this kid because they're going to be like, "Hey, yo, kid, you think you can like sneak some beers in?" And WWE is like, "Yeah, I could do that. All right, get the beers, and you can come hang out with us." Type shit.
So this is the NFL, the NBA,
Yes,
the Olympics.
because when you look at the Fanatics Fest, right? The Fanatics Fest is 90% wrestling, but all of the sports people come in and benefit from the wrestling stuff.
Like Tom Brady, which I don't think I remember seeing Tom Brady in something and slapping the shit out of Logan Paul. And now he's talking
all the
about
sports people come and do the wrestling stuff, and they benefit from it. Like, oh, hey, y'all saw me on the wrestling TV, da 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 da. You know, hey, I was over here doing this with Dan Housing, da 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 da. But then when it comes to the opposite reciprocation, nobody wants to see Roman Reigns at the Super Bowl and the up. That no one cares.
No,
you know,
they don't.
Like
they're
like,
not making special segments for wrestlers.
They're not.
We make segments for them.
Yeah, like now I will say, I will give Dan Helsing his credit because somehow he penetrated. No pause.
Yes.
And so like
no pause.
He did something kind of deal. But it's one of those things where at the same time, it's like he did something and they're all like, yeah, Dan Helsing can come, but all the rest of you wrestling motherfuckers go away. We don't like y'all.
Bruh, it's honestly at this point, Danhausen might actually be a psychic. It's not even cursing motherfuckers because people are now starting to go in, hey man, how do you feel about Argentina? They're cursed. Boom.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm like, man,
and then they lose. Listen, like he
better chill. People gonna start relying on it.
It's funny. I'm glad you also brought that up because once again, this is why I say that WWE is the rich kid that nobody likes, but they're going to befriend, quote unquote, the rich kid because they can get them special access to things. Like WWE is the rich nerdy kid that no one liked until they realized, wait, oh, he got money? He got money and he can like get us into the, hey, let's be his friend and see if he can get us in. And of course, he's gonna get you guys in because he's literally out here fighting for y'all's friendship, kind of thing. It is like what I was about to say was the fact, like, talk about soccer, like WWE after the whole soccer thing happened, they're like, hey, you like soccer? Why don't you come over to our wrestling and get yourself a WWE title that's got the soccer stuff on it? Because we want you guys to like us. Because, you know, we want to be liked. Yeah, you know. That's why we gave the basketball. You saw how we gave the basketball guys like a world heavyweight title, but it's got their team logo stuff on there. Like me, please. Please be my friend.
God damn. Well, guys, what are you guys' overall thoughts on Saturday night's main event? Do you think it was the main event? Do you think it was just a upper level Sunday night heat? Personally, would love to hear you guys' opinion because the pay-per-view was meh, but again, all the right decisions were made. We can both agree
don't
on that.
disrespect the good name of paper. It was a PLE, brother.
Honestly, it wasn't even that. So
it wasn't.
Technically, we're disrespecting PLEs.
Which don't have respect to begin with.
Either way, this jobber of a pay-per-view, this jobber of a PLE. Guys, let us know what your thoughts are in the comments. As always, we are here to critique, to let you know that story matters in wrestling more than anything. Story. If you're coming for anything when you're watching the Big Brothers Destruction podcast, we care about story.
100%.
And there was some story elements here, but you could have skipped the show. Personally, you could have skipped it. Honestly, I would have probably not skipped it. I would have watched the highlights.
Oh, listen, if you have not seen, do yourself the favor. Just watch the highlights. And if you gotta watch a match, watch the last two.
Yeah, if anything, the last two were pretty fucking good. But we got some guests coming up on here shortly, guys. In the next couple of weeks, we have DMT, the experienced DMT. We also have Blazing Hot Blackjack coming up on here as well. My boy can talk. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He he told us before we started. He said,
"Listen, I thoroughly enjoyed Blackjack."
Yeah, Blackjack. I ain't gonna lie. He kind of reminds me a lot of Antonio.
I see what you mean. I can see it. I can do it.
Like low key, just a little bit, just like a country version of him. Yeah,
you'll have to come back again.
Absolutely, we got to do that whole domino. Guys, we had a whole hissy fit of an argument over fucking Domino's versus Hungry Howard's. I'm telling you guys, this is an episode. This is hilarious. DMT was also a blast. You know, we've had JC and Wilder here not too long ago. Guys, if you got any talent out there who really want to see them with us, and we've been getting a lot of people reaching out to us as well. We got a bunch of interviews coming in the future. So a lot of great talent, a lot of great interviews. We even got Life coming up on here. We have Candy. We got we might be able to get Ken Anderson. You don't know. We try that. Run it. But as always, guys, we're here every week. We're trying to give you the best of the best of what we think is wrestling. And until next time, the ring is sacred, the questions are real, and the destruction is guaranteed. And I am Sugoi the Masaku.
And it's your boy, on behalf of the House of Spades, Swag Switch in the building.
Until next time, we will see you soon.